I do want to talk a little bit with Chris and Hugo about the Caruso method. The primary thing that Carmine did for me was to teach me how to teach myself. That's the very important thing. And I want Chris and Hugo to give us some of their impressions with what they found out from the Caruso method.
Well, like you say, figuring out how to teach yourself is invaluable because if you're in conservatory and you're a student, you have the guidance from a teacher on a regular basis, but there's not always a lot of focus in that educational period about extending those skills beyond that time. And so when you get out in the real world and you're a professional and you're doing what you do in your professional musical life, whatever style of music you're playing or whatever groups you do, you're going to encounter a lot of different times where you need to figure out how to do things, and this method is excellent for that. So it gives you that base of learning how to teach yourself, and you can always go back to that.
Yeah, and I found that the lessons that I learned through Caruso and through the 5 steps that we've been talking about apply to everything. Everything from I've recently started cooking quite a bit, and I was really bad at that, but now I'm actually pretty good at it. And it that's what it took. From that to teaching, as crazy as it sounds, teaching my 5 and 2-year-olds about quantum physics, if you can believe it. It's the same.
I don't believe that.
I believe it. There's a book on it. I'll show you.
Cool.
And it just, it's like the most natural process in the world, yet it's so elusive, it feels.
So how did you feel before you studied the Carmine method? Before you came to see me, for example, to study that, did you have thoughts about your range, your endurance, consistency? What were your, the main concerns and things that you felt have actually improved?
Yeah, absolutely. All of those things, range, consistency, endurance, have improved. But really the feeling of consistently, I like the analogy a lot about a reed player crafting the reed in the morning, consistently going to the same well every morning and drawing from it, and kind of knowing where your chops are going to be after you do that, and having a gauge on how you're going to get through your day at that point. So
yeah, for me it's 2 things. It's one, having the daily material that I think like the daily goals of do this material every day and notice the results. But it's also the feeling, like understanding my body and understanding that some days I might hit an A on my first try, and some days I might hit the A an octave under it on my first try, and that's just part of the process.